Any application, you can actually use it with a use state and use effect. You can build the basic applications. We also discussed functional components. We didn't discuss the class, which were not important. We didn't discuss the use context, which we will discuss today. We discussed use memo, use callback, use ref. We discussed forms and events. We discussed React routing. In React routing, we discussed different other things like use params, use search params, or use uh, you know navigate. Now, majorly concern is state management. Imagine you are building one big application. The biggest problem is you cannot use local state. You should use something called global state. How does this global state work? Is depending on these two things. One is uh, state management with Redux, or this use context, which comes with something called context API. These two things are used for bigger applications. When you build something really big one, you need to use this too. How does this Redux work? How does this use context things works? We will see. Okay. Let's discuss here context API. Context API. First one, why do we need this, sir? Why do we need this context API? Imagine there is one parent component. Online people also please focus here, ma. Imagine one parent component is there, huh? Come. And this one have a child, and this child is having another child two. Now, this child is having another child. Imagine components are like this. Total, how many components are there here? Online. Total, how many components are there, ma? Four. Four components are there. Now, imagine this main parent is having a value called A. It is having one variable A. A is having some value. I want to print this A value in child 3. How you will print it in child 3? Giving na? How parent will give to child? Props. So this parent will give it to child. The child gives to child 2. Child 2 gives to child 3. Right or not? This is how you will transfer. But is child 1 and child 2 are using that A? Is there any use of A in child and child 2? No. Only child 3 is using. So parent is giving, child 3 is using. But even though middle ones are not using, they are just passing the value. Right or not? Even though some components are not using, but still props has to pass that components to reach the deeper level. This is called prop. This is called prop drilling. This is called prop drilling. What does it mean by prop drilling, ma? Prop drilling is a problem in which the higher component pass some properties to the deeper component through all the remaining middle components, even though middle components are not using it. Are you getting my point, sir? But that is not a good way, na? Middle ones are not using. Why they have to pass, sir? But that is what it tells. It tells it to pass because there is no other way. Are you all getting, sir? Is it clear? Online. This is one of the problem in React. So how do you solve this? To solve this only, the problem, to solve this problem only, context API and Redux will be used. If it is small application, people use something context API. If it is very big application, people use something called Redux. What this context API and Redux will do? The context API and Redux will put it something called global containers. They will put something called global container. It's like kind of common, common container. Kind of you can say globally you can put one container. This parent will take this a value and put the a value here in global container. Parent is putting a value in global container and child 3 will take it from global container. Now, this child and child 2 are getting a. So now you are passing a value from parent to child 3 without passing through the child and child 2 because they are not using unnecessarily. We are not passing multiple levels. You understand problem and solution? Na? Okay. This solution can be done in two ways using the technique of context API or using the techniques of Redux. Context API will be in the React only, Redux is separate library. Okay. How do we do this both? I will just show you. Online, are you getting my point, ma? What is difference between normal React and AI with React? What is AI with React? Guys, let me tell you. There is nothing called AI with React, AI with Python, AI with Java, AI with other things. There is nothing like that. People just do it for attraction. It's a marketing purpose. Understand this basic thing. When we studied in our engineering college, like you all are mostly engineering or degree, when you studied in your college, when I studied, like we have it like only computer science department. Recently, when I visited the college, they have a department called AI, ML, AI data structures, sorry, data science, AI data science, or something. They are having new departments. But when I check the syllabus, na same syllabus. The same syllabus which I studied it like 16 years ago. Same syllabus. Are you getting my point, ma? They change the name, but they don't change the context. Okay. In official React website, they have not collaborated with any AI. Max to max, if you join it with anything AI courses, if anyone said it, like in online, people will do this drama. They will tell it like AI with React. And ultimately, what they will teach, they will just show some AI applications, ChatGPT or something kind of one, and you will use it. You all know how to use it, na? Just if you work on your prompts, learn some kind of prompt how to do, everything will be easy. So after completing React JS course, give one sample resume, sir. We'll discuss on the resume one in the last time. Don't worry. No. But you all are clear with the uh, prop drilling, na? And what is prop drilling, sir? It's a problem th- that outer component send data to inner component passing through the lot of other components even though that other components are not using that, right? They are just passing the data. Imagine I want to give one chocolate to the last guy. So I will give the first bench give it to the second bench give the third bench give the fourth bench, and the last bench will receive it. But these all benches are wasting. Na? They are not using that chocolate. They're just passing it. Okay. Now, If you do that directly, then child 3 will become the child of parent na. You are just changing the structure only. You are making this one as a child of this. You can't change the structure na. Why? Because see, understand why, how do we put this? Like, app is there, in that app main is there one component, in that main left side bar is there one component, in that left side bar one counter is there, that is one component. So obviously you can't put this counter in the main directly. You got my point? Components are of a structure. You can't change the structure directly. First, prop drilling. Prop drilling is a problem that states that states that states passing a value from outer component to inner component goes through multiple multiple middle components, even though those components are not using that value. Now, for example, for example, I have something called app. In app, I have something called header. In header, I have something called navbar. In navbar, I have something called user profile. If you see app.jsx is there, in that header.jsx is there, in that navbar.jsx is there, in that user profile.jsx is there. If app wants to send user data, like I will send it like, how does app will send it? Like, imagine the app is having some data, user, some user value. Then how it will go? App will send to header, sir. App passes this to the header, right or not? Then header passes to the our navbar passes to the user profile, and user profile receives it. This header and navbar are not using it. The header and navbar are not using any value. Even though they are not using this user value, they are passing it. Okay. This becomes problematic and messy in large applications, isn't it? It becomes so much bad in large applications. Context. Solve this. Solves. I will put it in capitals. Context solves this by allowing components to access shared data directly using global containers. This global container is nothing but context. It is named. We call it as context, the global container. How to do that? How to do? Step one, create the context. Create the context. So to create the context, all you need come import create context. This is provided by React only. React will give you const user context equals to create context. That's it. This is step one, which is how to do create context. Next, provide this context. Step two, provide this context. Provide this context to whole application, to whole application with values. User context, user context, provider equals to provider uh, I think provider dot value equals to John. I'm just giving it app. You have seen similar somewhere. Anyone tell me something similar I even showed. What is that? Browser. You remember this in React Router DOM? We did something similar. Browser router. You remember browser router, sir? What is browser router? Browser router, you will put it inside the browser router, you will put app. You know why? If you do that only, whole app, that browser router ka main things will work. That's what I just told you, na? That is because the actual concept exists in user context. The actual concept exists in context. React tells like if you create a outer context and if you put whatever the components in this outer context, when for that components you can create a global container. This one now, this user context is a global container. Whatever the values are there, it has some values. Whatever the values it has, These values can be used anywhere inside the app, anywhere, directly you can use them. Are you getting my point, ma? Same like browser. That's it. Simple step. Same like browser context. Online, sir. Is it clear? Uh, I think small mistake. This is the provider. Please change this, sir. This is the provider. Good. Now you can have it like whatever the values you like. You can put an object. You can put a simple value also. Now, sir. Okay. Now whole your application is getting one value. What is that, John? But sir, who needs to get this, John? Inside app. Inside app. What is there? Header. Inside header. Inside navbar. User profile should get this John value, na? App is giving it. Before app, something is giving it. That context is giving it, John. Who needs to get it? User profile should get it. So you need to use it. First one, create it. Second one, provide the value. Third one, use it. Use the context value in any component. Any component. Obviously, that component should be inside the app. It will be there. Okay. People call it use or consume. Basically, both are same. Consume. This is just a terminology difference. In context, the one which is providing is called provider. The one which is using is called consumer. Okay. But basically, it's just a use. So all you have to do is import use context. React. See, I am just typing this all program because I want people to understand this. You are writing, I am also writing it. User profile const user equals to use context and uh, we need to give context also here. The context name is user context, na? Here I give context name user context. I forgot to give here export. I will export it here and I will import it here. Import user context. Which one you are taking? User context. But for user context, what is the value, John? That value will automatically comes inside the user. Now you can use it however you want. Return h2 name user. Now it will print the name as John. But interesting point is, did you write the code for header here? Is it passing to header? Is it passing to main? Sorry, is it passing to header? Is it passing to navbar? No, it is not passing to header. It is not passing to navbar. It is directly giving it to use context and directly giving to user profile. And this was the basic logic, sir. This was the basic logic. See, This is very simple application. Online, any doubts, sir? No. Okay. Now, yesterday I did one application called portfolio application. Okay. Uh, did we put anything inside component? No. Portfolio is directly parent child. So let me create another one then. We need to have multiple level. Context API should not be used for direct parent child. Imagine only two components are there, parent and child. You can directly pass it to prop only, na? You don't need context API. Context API should be used when multiple levels are there. Okay. So I will create a simple one. It's not a big deal. NPM create white at the rate latest context API React JavaScript. No. Yes. Yesterday I miss any concept there, sir. Yesterday I did something simple one. React Router DOM. You can just focus on React Router DOM. It will work. Came Hyderabad for screening test. Which screening test? You guys had screening test? How did you guys perform? Is it good? Huh? How you guys did, Ray? Like, how was the paper? I don't know. Is it okay? Tough? Uh, Huh? Exam pattern should be last time it's MCQ. This time it's a question answers. Oh. Anyway, childrens will do MCQ, Ray. No, I'm just curious. What will be MCQs? In your life, you will never see MCQ. Only programs you will see. Write programs without built-in functions. They asked in logical way. That is good, na then. Coding, coding. Only Python questions. Huh? Like all will combine. Py- Only Python have test. I think I saw that paper. The Python one you are talking it about is like class programs are there in the last or something one. Na? Paper is easy, na? They showed me that paper and I said it's easy. Like you have logical programs in like kind of a difficult one after something like last 4 5 only something bigger programs. Remaining all are chota programs only, na? Anyway, no front end. Very tough. They say all come but only give Python. Oh, they said it's only Python test to me. Are you selected JavaScript plus SWC? Yes, sir. Good. Now, anyway, they will conduct this screening test every 2 months, I think. 2 months or every 1 month. After 6 months, 6 months once they will conduct. August, oh my god. then it will be take it a lot time. Seriously, 5 months, good. Are you guys writing outside outside placement tests also? Yes or no? Write them. When you write these things, when you do real projects, slowly, slowly you will understand. Whatever you see it in Narisheti or whatever you see it in most of the basics, they are not the real. In reality, people ask logical things. People see, why do we need software engineers to solve a problem? When problems are bigger, you need bigger brain and you will get bigger pay. Why Google pays more? Why Facebook pays more? Why Microsoft pays more? Why Capgemini pays more? Because those companies, the people who are there, have to solve bigger problems. When you solve a chota problem, your salary will be chota. Simple. Let's go here anyway. Now I have this application. Quickly go here. Context API, src, app.jsx, remove, rfce. Now I will just do something called contexter. Let me create one context. Go to main.jsx, main.jsx. Here only I will do something called import create context. What is the first step in context, sir? What is the first step, sir? Create context. So I created one context, sir. For that, all you will do is uh, const theme context equals to sorry, not use context, create context. If you want, you can give default value for that also. If you want to give the default theme context also, you can give it here. I just gave it one constant export const theme context. What about code write from Naresh IT? They said we will give access to students can practice the questions. Did anyone told you about the code write? Which batch you are, Python? Huh? You are from batch 11 a.m. or 5 something? Huh? Already completed. So Code Ride is a platform I developed actually in Narisheti. Code Ride is a platform. We will have it like to all the students we are going to plan in classroom whenever the faculty taught one topic, they will give access to that. Automatically, you will get a test on that particular topic every day. Whenever the faculty taught a topic, you will get a test and you will complete that particular topic and you will get your feedbacks every day. So that daily you can do and you can even practice. It's like a lead code integrated, like kind of a lead code, but it's our internal with the different logic. Okay. Anyway, I will give credentials to all the batches, running batches. I don't know the over batches, but the running ones we will give it actually. How, sir? I didn't understand, Ashish. What does it mean by how? So I have to provide this. Let's go here. Const go here. Go to app.jsx, import, use state, const, theme, comma, set theme. See what you are doing, sir. I am just creating something called theme. Mostly people use context for the theme one only. What does it mean by theme? Theme is like, if you go to any website, there are something two themes, like dark theme, light theme, dark mode, light mode kind of one. Where this dark mode, light mode, dark mode will be in the main page, main global state. If I change light mode, if I change dark mode, all the components in my application will change dark mode. If I change light mode, all the applications, sorry, all the components in my particular application will become dark mode. So once I change something, it should apply to all, na? So it has to pass through these components. Imagine I wanted to pass it to some component, it has to go through multiple, which will be a problem. So without that, use context will be easy for change, passing through this one. Okay, use state. I just take one because the theme will change. Theme, sometimes theme will be light, sometimes theme will be dark. It can be light, it can be dark. Okay. So because it is changing, anything which is changing, I will take it something called state. Online, are you all getting my point, ma? How Naresh IT said use the test daily to coding problem solve. We have a platform code, right? Which I will come to all the running batches today. I think today or Monday, Python classes I will come and I will announce. Okay. Now let's start, sir. The whole application I want to provide theme context. I think I posted this now. Export, import, theme context, theme context dot provider. I'm providing the values. Value value is one object. In that object, I'm providing theme, comma, set theme. Let's see everyone see this. First step. What is the first step, sir? Create context. What is the first step? What is the context name? Is it having anything value in this? No. In second step, what do you did? In second step, you give theme context dot provider. You are providing what values you are providing here? You are providing one object. Sir, in context, actually, you can give only one value. You can give only, but I want to give two values. One is theme, another one is set theme. If you want to give two values, what you can do is two values, create it as a object and give that object. Okay. Now, what I'm passing here, theme I'm passing, set theme I'm passing inside this theme context. It's like you created one big dabba. It's like one created big box. What is that box name? Theme context. Inside this, you are providing now values. So one object in this, you are providing theme. You are providing set theme. So you created one big box. In that box, you put two values. Sorry, one value only. In that, two values are there. Okay. Now any component can take this na. Online, are you getting my point, ma? Online, are you getting my point? Good. Now let's go here. Now inside this, now I will create some dummy components. Component one, JSX, RFCE, component 2 dot JSX, RFCE, component 3 dot JSX, RFCE. Now if I go here, inside the app, I will put here component 1. So I am providing everything to component 1, right or not? Inside the component 1, I have component 2. Inside the component 2, I have component 3. If you observe now, CD context API npm run dev हो गया. Now if you observe, sir, where is this? Let's put some kind of Thota CSS style. I'm not using any kind of this. What is this? Tailwind or something kind of one, because it will take some time. I don't want to go with that all. I will just give it here border 2 pixel solid red height 400 pixel width 400 pixel. Copy this. This is component 1, and inside this you have component 2 300 300. Inside this you have component 3 200 200. Just to show you, can you see here now how many components are there now here? 3. Sir, now your app is giving to this should give to this should give to this. This is the normal logic, but that is called prop drilling. That is the problem. To solve this problem, what I did, I created one big context. That context name is theme context. What is the name? Theme context. In this theme context, I have was two values, provided two values. One is theme and another one is set theme. And in this theme and set theme, default value is light. Okay. And I want to pass this value directly to this. Any questions in this? No. I hope online is clear. Now let's go. Directly go to the child, which is component 3. In this component 3, all you can do is directly import use context. What you can do, ma? So all you can do is in this use context const theme. If you want only theme, put it only theme. If you wanted theme and set theme both, because you have two values, you can take it however you like. Okay. Theme, comma, set theme equals to use context. Which context you are using? The context you are using name is theme context. Okay. From theme context, take these two values. The values names are theme and set theme. And print it here. Theme. Simple. Theme is Simple. If you, I will go uh, somewhere error happened. Right click, inspect console, error. Component 2 does not provide an export named default. Is this component 2? No, no, component 3. Huh? Vendor JSX? Huh, you are exporting it. It's just a variable. You can export it anywhere. This is not export default. This is normal default. You should, because see, if you import without the brace, if you import without the brace, that is expecting default. I did normal one only, na? Let me check it here one more time. Let's go here. See, it is coming just a running error. My theme is uh theme. Why it is not printing the theme value? It is giving the values theme. By default, the theme value should be light. Let's print it here. The theme is theme. Oh, it is not passing anything. Why it is not passing anything? The theme should be light na here, because I gave the value. Switch off your videos. Why people are using the videos? Let me disable them. Online participant, please disable your videos. I think there should be an option. Okay, for me it's not there. Anyone who is video using the videos, please disable it, sir. Online. Yeah, okay. In one place, I'm giving the theme and the theme value is light, but here when I'm printing the theme, here only when you are giving it only, it's not coming. In main only, it's not coming, so obviously it will not come to child. Why? Yeah? 0. It looks silly. Paragraph theme is the theme. No, even outside it's not coming. Did you see the problem, everyone? I did use state wrong. No one observed it. Use state uses the array, right? Use state uses the array of value and function. Okay, I put the object. That is the problem. Everyone see it now. Are you getting my point, ma? That is just a mistake of braces. Now, sir, if you observe this, the parent is having one theme. What is the theme? Light. If parent changes it. The parent go here, put some value here, one button, and if you click this button, click me, and on click, I will say it here, set theme to dark. Set theme to dark. Now, if I go here, can you see one button is there in parent? Main app, one button is there. If I click this, can you see it is changing every both? Sir, where is this particular one dark or something? It is inside this. देखो, may app is having one component. इसके अंदर और एक component. इसके अंदर और एक component. But this value is directly coming. Are you getting my point, ma, online? That value is directly coming. That logic of giving the value directly is called context API. How it will be possible? You will create a global container, and I can give dynamic values. It's like very simple. All I will do is go here, if here I will just check it. Uh, let x equals to theme equals to light, then light else, sorry, then dark else light. So I will just say set theme x. I'm just writing it here to the people who have not understood. It's very simple. I'm just checking is my theme is light or not. If it is light, change it to dark. If it is already not light, that means it will become the light. So that value I'm giving into set theme. So automatically one time it will be light, one time it will be dark. I'm just using the ternary operator. Light, dark, light, dark. Based on this, you can even change colors. All you have to do is go to this particular inner component and wherever the component you like, and in this component you can give the styles based on the variable. Okay, you can give it like if the theme is light, give this particular color. If the theme is dark, give this particular color. If you remember, I did one class like ternary operator in styles. You can even do that. Is it clear, ma, online? Background is nothing but theme. If theme equals to light, then white. If theme equals to light, then white, else black. Simple. Go here. Dark is becoming black. Any doubt, sir? I'm giving these values directly from the app to here. This is called context API. I hope everyone clear. Here I used actually three things. First one, for context API, three things were mandatory. The first step is creating the context. What is the first step, sir? Creating the context, and you can pass that creating context export. Okay. And second step, provide the context, whatever the values you wanna give. I give two values. You can give actually one value, but normally context will take always one value only. But if you wanna give two, three values, give it in an object. Okay. I give two values in an object. Theme, comma, set theme. And then that provider, that whatever the component which is using is called consumer. What is it calling? Consumer. In olden times, people used to write same like this user context dot consumer something kind of one. Now we don't need. Now we directly have a hook. But hook name is use context. You have to give in the name context name. I have a theme context. That is a name. You can put any names. Okay, I put the name, and then I got the value. That value I printed. Simple. Online, I hope it's clear, sir. Any questions are here online? No. Can you wrap it in main.jsx? You mean like the app.jsx one, this provider? You can give the provider directly in main.jsx also. There is nothing rule. Okay. Because you have used it separately, I don't want to confuse there. I did this. You can even do that also. All just do take this statement, this one line, and take this lines into the main.jsx. That means if you do that, what will happen? App will be inside this. Okay, app will be inside this. You can do it in any kind of way. It is not a big deal. Are you getting my point, sir? Now, so in React, we have Redux now. Okay, Redux is sort of big concept, so it will take it a day. Monday will be Redux. So as we have 20 minutes, I'm gonna discuss an interesting topic which is not used by now, but once upon a time in React we used to have class components. Once upon a time, I will show you how the class components were there at the time. What is a class component? Because I want you to know some, how they work in olden times. Also, if you have any questions or something, also you can ask. We will clarify those all things before we move to Redux. Redux is the end point. Okay. Now, if you observe it, if you go to the type something like react.dev, if you go here, class components, go to the class components, you can read this. We recommend defining components as functions instead of classes. Once upon a time, people used to do something called class component. Okay. People used to do everywhere classes. If anyone interested with the oops, very easily classes will come. Okay. So JavaScript also have this class concept. React started with the class concept only. People used to do at that time, whoever did starting React, even I did the class components. In React 16, why do people use the classes? Why not functions at starting? And why people shifted to this, I will tell you. Okay. Now, in React, you have seen it enough applications. I think you understand this. You know what is one of the important one in React? In React, state is important, right or not? Sir, anything changing is declared as state. In initial versions, in initial versions, functional component, functional components are not having state. Only class components have it. Components have it. So, in initial versions of React, what happens, sir? Only class components used to have state. Okay, they have default variable called state. They have a variable called state. Directly you can use. No need of use state or something. By default, if you write state, state will come. Okay, this happened until React 15. Until React 15, this is the situation. And at that time, functional components used to be called as stateless components. People used to call function components as stateless components because at that time function components are not having state, and class components used to be called as stateful components. What they used to call stateful components because they have state. This is the logic I'm talking about, the React 15th version. In React 16, what happened? React 16, React introduces something called hooks. From React 16 onwards, hooks came. Before that, hooks are not there actually. Before that, we used to play completely different React, whatever you are learning it now. That's why if you see some of the online old lectures of React, it will be waste of time. Always learn new lectures. Okay. Even when I check it, your notes is also online. I try to check the React PDF notes and all, and most of them are using it the old one. Okay. React 16 state. What is use state? Because sir, functions are very easy when compared to class. Class will have objects, class will have a structure, and objects has to call these methods, and encapsulation, inheritance, something big things are there, inheritance and all. But functions को वो पूरा नहीं चाह रहा था. Function is like export करता import करता, right? There is no inheritance there. Simple export import, simple logic. So people are like, okay, anyway I'm getting function also now used it, so I will not use class components. So by the time React 17 came, everyone started using only one comp used by many. So React people told in React 17, you don't need to use class components since most people are using functions. We will also adapt to the functions. Now by React 19, we have mainly functional components only. Very rarely industry uses class. Or if you see like legacy codes, the codes which are developed long back, class components are there. Are you getting my point, ma? The story? So now also class components work. Now also class components work. If you wanted to write same program, we can do it in class component also. I will do one. Okay. But it is not recommended. There is an easier way which is functions. Online, are you getting my point, ma? Everyone. Initially, functional components are not having state. So they used to call it as stateless. What they used to call? Stateless. But after React 16, we got use state hook. So we are now using functions. Before that, we used to use everything called class components. Now, sir, can you create one simple program using class component? I will create a counter program. Will okay using the class components. I will just do it here. Npx create white at the rate latest class counter class counter. Huh? Array npm react this. Okay. Go here. If you observe by default, React also will give app.jsx in function only. Okay. It is also providing you with a function only. Now, if I go here, app.jsx, by default, you are having the function with the counter. I don't want this. Instead of saying RFCE is like React functional components. If you type it RCC, React class component will come. See this. So you are writing something called a class app. This app extends one class name called component. So automatically whatever the properties in component will come to the app, and you are having something called render, because sir have written a class can whatever the functions which are there they can use. So it is a function named render. Now inside this render, I'm creating here h1. This is simple class component. Go here 5173. This is a simple class component. Any doubt, sir? No, this is very normal. Now if I go here, I will put this import app.css also. Now, what if, sir, I want to have a state value? Okay, you if you want to go for functions, in functions, the starting state value, you will write it like use state or something kind of one. And the starting, if you wanted to run anything, you will use something called use effect. But if you know what is a class, anyone, what is the first function that runs in a class? Constructor. What is the first function automatically runs in a class, sir? You all know UPSMA? Class is basically a terminology of OOPS. If you want to go for, there is something called a constructor. Anyone, please tell me what is the use of a constructor? Constructor is used to initialize the default values. Yes. Main logic of constructor is to initialize the default values. Okay. Now, it executes also only one time, the first time, correct? Now I will give it here uh, count. This dot state, this dot state count value is 0. Okay. Now you are having a value called state. All you will do is this dot state dot count. Uh, Constructor this dot state. Why? This is expression of a expression. Huh? What does it mean? You don't need to write this in constructor. It will automatically work, I think. Expected a super call, right? When you start a constructor, the first thing you will do is super because inheritance is there. State is defined but never used. I used it here now. This should be there. Cannot read the properties of null. Huh? Null. I did the state equals to what I did is this. This is the problem. Now it might work. State equals to everything is same. This dot state dot count. State is not defined. You don't need to define state. It will come automatically. Where is this? I write here state this dot state. Perfect. Now it works. Now if I go here, see what is it mean by this is this means current calling object. What does it mean by this, sir? Current calling object. So classes cannot have values. Classes will not have values. Any objects which are created by classes, the objects will have values. Now the object has to invoke the class. Whatever the object, if X object invoke X dot state value, if Y object invoke Y dot. So whatever the object invoke, that current calling object is called this. Now if I go here, all I will do is write it directly this dot state. Current ka state is in that you have one value. What is the count value? 0. Now interesting point here is, did you write anything you state, sir? Did you write any hook, sir? You don't need to import anything. By default, it is there. Okay. And if I want to change this, all I will do is click here, button, click me, on click, set the state. Which method you will use, sir? If you remember, in use state, you have to give the state name. You have to give the function name also. Count, set count. Okay, something you will do. But here set state is default. So what is the value of set state is this dot state dot count plus one. Current current state का count क्या है उसका plus one. Now if I go here, it will update. Go here, refresh. takes an object of state variables to update or a function which returns object of state variables. Set state. I have set state. The same logic, because count is an object. Count is a object. Here always it will be an object. Count. If you observe here, state is like an object. In that object, there is a variable called count. In the count, what is the value? 0. Now that value will become 1. हो गया. Go here. 1, 2, 3. We already did this same program in functional components. Okay. But in olden times, people used to do the same program in this way. To change a simple state, only this much headache is there. Baki concepts are same. Virtual DOM or props or context API concepts are same. Only the structure is different. Are you getting my point, ma? Are you getting my point? Same like user use effect, same like use context, same like other hooks. We used to have something called lifecycle methods. At that point, we used to have something called lifecycle methods. People used to use lifecycle methods like whenever my component loaded, if I wanted to render something, I will use something called on render. I used to something some kind of lifecycle methods. Those things people used to use. Okay. Now we don't need that, but I just want to give you legacy structure how these things works. Are you getting my point, sir? Online, is it clear? You can see this. If you have any questions in React or something, not only in React, if you have any other questions, you can tell me, sir. Let's have it like 5 minutes discussion on any other doubts. Any doubts you have on React or anything, right? Career ones also you can ask me so that I will just clarify it. Mostly next week our course will be done. Last 2 3 days you didn't share. I will share it today actually. Okay. Yeah, I already shared yesterday code today morning, so I will share it the remaining things also. It executes correct. Can you check the rar file? It is not working. You sent a rar file. Website demo. Okay. Downloads. Rar. Extract. Why extract is not coming? Let it come. हो गया. You don't need to see this all you will see is app main components pages, everything is there na. What is the problem you are getting it? It is not running. Why? Why not? Open with code. First main.jsx. Inside the main.jsx you have it like browser router के अंदर strict mode के अंदर app. You don't need strict mode actually. If you remove it also कुछ नहीं होता, but if you have it also कुछ should not happen anything. Then app. Now you see in app you have home page and all. Now you have so many errors in this. If you observe this, you have it like count, you have it like set count, you did not remove them. Okay. And you have header, you directly have header. Okay. And Where did you close this header? You write routes inside the header, eh? You write routes inside the header. And you created one header component, but you did not use it because here capital header, here you wrote small header, and in header you put the routes. How it will come? First header component, then main component, in main component routes, and then footer component. That is how it works. Today I shared the code. You can actually check it. The basic app only mistake. You can check portfolio code. I gave it already morning. Okay, I will give today code also. Just check those things, sir. I will update the libraries and I will give it. Any other questions you have? No? Okay. That's it for today and we'll meet Monday. Thank you all. Yeah. Online, any questions, sir? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Bye bye.